Hey everybody, it's Alexis. Today we're going to be making red-threaded 1780 stays. Unlike my other sewing videos, this video is unscripted, so I'm just talking while I watch the video with you guys. Something I've noticed in my sewing videos is that they're gradually getting shorter and shorter in duration, which is not something I intend to do. It just kind of happens as I make these 18th century costumes, and a lot of the same steps repeat from project to project, and I feel like it's redundant to include pattern cutting and tracing patterns and sewing bony channels in all of these videos, because you know that I'm doing them in all of these different projects. Like here's a pattern tracing video and it kind of looks the same from project to project, but on the other hand I feel like it would be beneficial to see those different steps even if they repeat in all of these videos, because if you're just watching one on its own and you don't see that step, you might assume that it's not part of the project when it is part of the project. So I don't want to make these videos really long because they're full of these clips that just repeat these steps that are in all of these projects. But on the other hand, I feel like maybe it is important so you can have a more complete view of these projects. So let's talk about this project in particular. It's 3 layers: a fashion fabric layer, which is that blue block print and floral cotton fabric you see, and then there's the cotton coutil, which is a structure layer, and then a lining layer, which is closest to the body. And so here I am stay stitching the fashion fabric layer to the structure layer, which is the middlemost layer, and that acted as one layer. So even though it's the 2 pieces sewn together, I treat it as one layer. And then the lining layer, I treat it as a separate layer. So it's really it's 3 separate layers, but I treat them as 2 layers. That was maybe a little confusing. And then with the 2 layers, with the wrong sides facing each other, which you'll see eventually, you can sew the boning channels directly into them, and the boning will have a nice place to stay without sliding around. So here I am pinning that outermost shell. Here I am pressing the seams so that I can line up this layer with the lining layer and it won't be too bulky. And that's the lining layer. There's the lining layer with all the tracing on it and the outer layer. Here I am clipping the seams so there's not too much excess fabric. Pattern side is up with all that tracing on it, so that when this was all done I could just get a fabric eraser and erase all those markings. Sewing more boning channels. This is very tedious. You can also see that needle is blue on the machine, which is a standard weight needle, which was not a great idea. I don't know why I did that. Maybe it's supposed to be the purple needle, so maybe it is purple and it's just the camera, but it looks blue. That makes me nervous. Okay, here we are punching out the holes for the grommets that are going to be used to set the grommet, so we'll have the lacing in it so we can tie the stays. You can see my cutting mat there is very busted up from cutting these holes. Definitely don't do this directly on your table. I also don't have any bones in the stays yet. It makes it very difficult to set in the grommets when it's so rigid there with boning. So no bones are in there yet. We're just setting grommets. There's about 26, I think, in this one. This really hurt my hands after a while, and it's very loud. So then you would put in the boning after this. So now you can see it's very rigid as we put in the bias tape around the edge of the stays. There's the bias tape. It looks like the boning is already in there. I guess I didn't include that step. See, this is what I mean. Maybe I should be including all the steps. Okay, then here I am melting the ribbon so that it doesn't fray. I used to glue it, but then I realized if you have a polyester ribbon, you can just melt it. Be very careful with that. I don't want you to set anything on fire. And here are the finished stays. They kind of look theatrical, like a Broadway costume. They remind me a little bit of the Pippin revival or maybe Head Over Heels. They're just very fun and bright, and I really like them. I can't wait to wear them. I have a video with the 1750s stays, which were just completely white, but these are more colorful, more fun. I really hope you like them. They were a lot of fun to make. It was definitely easier making stays the second time around. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, more historical costumes. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Bye.